Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Obi-Wan Kenobi from Attack of the Clones, and this is the reissue. So this is the figure that's come out this year, 2022. It's a repack from something that was released in 2010, 2011, and it is the new thicker cardstock. So if you've watched my previous videos of the other figures that I've reviewed from this wave, then you'll know that this is now the thicker cardstock, and man does it feel good in the hand. So there is the card back, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've seen the card back before because he was released, as I say, back in the day of the TVC 1.0, VC31 in the line, which means I guess probably beginning of 2011, I want to say. Anyway, there he is, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the name pill, and he's looking, I don't know, we're going to have to check this figure out when we get him out of the packaging, but I'm not too keen on that head sculpt or the deco just by looking at it in the packaging like this, but we're going to have to wait until we get it out. There's the other figures from the wave and the new wave, which hopefully will be in everyone's hands pretty soon. Again, I've reviewed all of those, so they're on the channel if you want to check those out as well. So before we do take a look at the figure out of the packaging, if you just want to drop a like down below on this video, because it does help the video and the channel, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's open him up and check him out. All right then, so a couple of things to talk about. First of all, now I managed to pick this wave up from Star Action Figures. So if you're in the UK, you can pick up that wave from those guys. Also, they do deliver internationally if you want to try and pick them up that way as well if you're in the US. Anyway, this figure apparently is actually a repack of a figure from the 2009 Legacy Collection, where you basically got the figure but without the cape. This is my understanding. And then when they released him as VC31 back in the day, they basically just gave him an updated paint job and improved the face a little bit. And this is supposed to have improved the face a little bit more. Now, let's take a look at that. I've got to say, guys, I really don't like that. There's something not quite right with his eyes. I mean, of course, this may be just the one that I have. The beard looks as fake as it does in the show. That side profile does actually look a bit more like him, but I've got to say, from that front on view, I don't really like the likeness. I'm not too sure if it's there. So I think the side profiles are a bit better, but again, I'm not too sure if the paintwork has actually improved this figure. Now, I do apologise, I don't have the original VC31 in hand to show you. I only have it carded and it's in a box somewhere because I just don't have room on my wall at the moment for it. But yeah, I'm not 100% taken on that photo reel, if I'm honest. Sometimes when they do this photo reel on older figures, it doesn't really work. When they do photo reel on a new figure that's meant to have it, then it works really, really well. Some of the new figures like Bo-Katan and things like that are just, incredible sculpts and paintwork. But this, I'm not too sure about it. He even looks like he's got a bit of a dirty face, if I'm honest. Anyway, what they have improved with the figure is they've given him a better cloak. So this is apparently a cloak which is more fitting. Once again, I can't compare to the original in terms of the material, but it looks like it's decent material, nice quality. I like the size of the hood. I think that's quite good. That does fit very nicely. And it doesn't look too baggy or anything on the figure. I think they've done that pretty well. So I've just taken the cloak off of the figure there so you can see what the figure looks like underneath. And also, I've just managed to be able to get him into a double-handed lightsaber pose for you. So it can be done, but as I mentioned, it is quite an old figure now. This is actually from the 2009 Legacy Collection, as I mentioned, and yeah, it does show a little bit. The joints aren't as nice as they are on newer figures, but he does have lots of ball joints. He has a ball jointed head, shoulders, elbows, only swivel wrists, unfortunately. He has a ball jointed waist. He does have the ball jointed hips, which is what Mace Windu could have done with, really, the figure that I reviewed in the previous video. He has soft goods here at the bottom here, so it doesn't restrict that articulation. He has paintwork on his belt, which is overspilled on mine. You can see a bit of a splodge of brown underneath there, so more care and attention needed to be done there. There's the back of his hair. Doesn't really seem to be too much sort of depth to the hair in terms of the colour. It just seems to be one brown colour. Could have done with a bit of sort of highlights in there or something, just to you know, make it look a bit more like hair, but that just looks like it's been splodged on, really. I've got to be honest with you guys, you know. He does have ball jointed knees and the ankles, so you know he does have plenty of articulation, but it's not up there with today's standards. He doesn't have a split at the thigh, for example, and when you're talking about Jedis and troopers, then you want them to have as much articulation as possible. But I guess obviously these reissues aren't really there for me to scrutinise the figure, because Hasbro know and we know that it's a figure from 2009. It's really been released for the people that didn't manage to pick them up back in the original run. Maybe even more for the carded collectors. But let me know if you are going to pick this wave up to open them, or is it just going to be purely for carded samples? Because overall, as I say, I think the figure could really do with improving, and you know, just the photo reel on it, in my opinion, just doesn't cut it. But I guess, you know, when are they actually going to update a figure like Obi-Wan Kenobi from Attack of the Clones? Probably never in my lifetime, so this will have to do. So there you go then, guys. That's my review of the reissue Obi-Wan Kenobi from Attack of the Clones. I think, you know, to sum it up, it just could be better, basically, and I don't really think the photo reel works that well, especially on mine. I mean, mine may have a bit of dodgy paint, but I don't really see how it's improved it that much. So there you go then, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members for the added support. I really do appreciate it. It means a great deal. Thank you all for watching, and we shall see you on the next one.